Welcome, welcome. Another day in nature. Ooh, that playing in the water, enjoying nature. Today I have a very important show for you guys. Today's show is about the 7 Hermetic Principles. These are real laws to live by. These are the laws that will float you through life if you understand and grasp them. They're not the laws of the land that's written down from our government, because the definition of those laws are, if you hurt someone or their property, then you broke the law. That's a real law. Anything past that is a statute. But we're talking about something bigger than that. We're talking about universal laws. We're talking about the 7 Hermetic Principles. First, we're going to get into the history. Why should we even study these? Like, where do they come from? Originally, they was passed down. It was said it was passed down from Thoth. Thoth, some call them Thoth. This guy lived in Egyptian times, and not just the Egyptian times. They say he lived more than one lifetime. He was supposed to be the god of writing. He brought scribe to the people. To this day, they found blue tablets. They call the emerald tablets at the bottom of the pyramid. These tablets are indestructible. They don't even know what they're made of. Let's get into the 7 Hermetic Principles. The first principle is the principle of mentalism. It states, the all is mind, the universe is mental. The all is mind, the universe is mental. The whole understanding that you think you understand, it's all just one mind. Just like you have a mind, it's one big mind, and you're inside of that mind. That mind has broken off to a whole lot of little pieces so that it might understand itself. Everything is one. Everything is one big mind trying to figure itself out. So you and that other person's mind is really one and the same. We're all connected in that way. The mind is mental. The mind is all. All is the mind. So when we apply this to our daily life, we know that that person next to us is us. They're thinking the same thing we're thinking. They're just perceiving things differently. The all is mind. 2, the law of correspondence. You might have heard this saying, as above, so below. As below, so above. Everything corresponds with each other. The micro down low and the macro up high. It all comes together. If you can understand the macro, which is the big picture, you can understand the micro, which is the small picture, the details that equals up to the big picture. Everything is pretty much, it all corresponds on one level to the next level. I'll give you an example. If I saw a picture of the death of a star was blowing up. Now I saw NASA had it. The death of a star looks just like the birth of a cell. Same, just the same. The universe. Look at a picture of the universe. It looks just like brain cells. The Milky Way thing in the sky, that it looks just like a hurricane forming. This is not a coincidence. Also, another saying with this is, as within, so without. Which means what you think in the inside is what reflects on the outside. How you feel on the inside reflects on the outside. So if you're a happy person, happy things will happen to you on the outside. If you're a depressed, sad person, depressed and sad things will manifest on the outside. It's on the same scale. As above, so below. The same. Give you another example. Scientists believe we're in a simulation these days. The same simulation that we use to play video games. It's based It's built on the same thing. Same thing. We run around a video game with a controller in our hand, our higher self. You are the controller. You are that man. You, the higher self has the controller. You are the person in that video game. Same thing. Another example. If, let's say we're in a video game. You go to, you know, sometime in the video game you get stuck. You might be in that same spot on the wall. You look real deep into that wall. All you see is pixels. You see what the game, each little part is made up of. Now, let's say if you was in real life and you got stuck and you was on the wall and you look real close. You take a microphone, you look real close. What will you see? Pixels, atoms. What everything is made up of. The same thing. As above, so below. This computer is below us, but we based our whole understanding, our lives on this thing. It's living out us on a smaller level. As above, so below. Now, let's get into vibration. The principle of vibration. Nothing rests. Everything moves. Everything vibrates. Everything is in motion. It might seem like the world around you isn't in constant motion, but it is. Have you ever seen a tire going so fast that it looks like it's not moving? That's how everything around us is. That rock, everything is always in constant vibration, constant flux, constantly moving. Our thoughts are vibrations. Our emotions are vibration. That's constantly moving. And if you don't believe your emotion moves, energy and motion is what emotion is, you don't think it moves, have you ever been to church? The preacher is wailing. His emotions is pouring out. People feel that to the point where they get into a spiritual hysteric and catch the Holy Ghost. Just from the preacher's energy moving to the congregation. Energy always in motion. Thoughts always in motion. I'll give you another quote. Positive emotions are of a higher vibration. That's it right there. You think positive emotion, you think positive thoughts, your vibration increase. When your vibration increase, you bring more positive things to you, and more positive things happen, things that you want to happen in your life. Negative emotions, lower vibration. You bring nothing to you, but more negativity and sadness. Words vibrate. That's all sound is. It's air. It's air, vibrating air. Your ears pick up the resonance, and you make it out. So words vibrate, thoughts vibrate, you're vibrating, which means that you can change someone's vibration, even their mental vibration, just off of you thinking the right way. Check this. The Hermetic teachings goes much further than do those of modern science. They teach that all manifestations of thought, emotion, reason, will or desire, or any mental state or condition are accompanied by vibrations, a portion of which are thrown off and which tend to affect the minds of other persons by induction. This is the principle which produces the phenomena of telepathy, mental influence, and other forms of the action and power of mind over mind. Meaning, if you understand vibration, you can change how people think, how people act, just off of your vibration being raised. And if you understand vibration, you can alter your own vibration. If you feel like you ain't vibrating high, you can always up your vibration with the right thoughts, with the right maneuvers. Let's go to the fourth principle, the principle of polarity. When I first learned about the 7 Hermetic Principles, it was more or less called dualism. So we're going to say polarity / dualism. Everything is dual. Everything has poles. Everything has its pairs of opposites. Like and unlike are the same. Opposites are identical in nature but different in degree. Extremes meet. All truths are but half truths. All paradoxes may be reconciled. It's not about the extremes. It's about understanding that there's an underlying path that the extremes go on. If you have a path, it goes so far this way, it goes so far this way, but in the end, it's still just a path. You have water. Let's take a simple thing like water. You have hot water, you have cold water. It's still water. Cold, hot, it's still temperature. Whether I'm paying attention or not paying attention, it's still the amount, it's still a criteria of how I'm perceiving or dealing with someone else, how much attention I'm paying to them. Unlike it's still that which is. What's the difference between loud and soft? When does loud become soft and when does soft becomes loud? It's all perspective. When do a shoe becomes a nice shoe or an ugly shoe? It's a shoe. When do a shirt become a nice shirt? Or a bad shirt? It's all in the perspective. I know people who think some jeans are terrible and other people think they're the best things ever because they're all ripped up and all about to fall apart into pieces. It's all in the perspective. It's always a up, it's a down. It's laws, it's the polarity, dualism. Everything has its poles. To apply that to your daily life is to know that you're going to be up and you're going to be down. But know it's still you. And you to control those poles, those extremes. We want to travel a middle part. That part where everything collides together. Where soft and hard becomes, is it hard? Is it soft? It's just one. And that's the oneness that comes with polarity. With understanding polarity. Number 5. Polarity was a good one. Number 5. Okay. The law, or the principle of rhythm. Everything flows out and in. Everything has its tides. All things rise and fall. The pendulum swings, manifesting everything. The measure of the swing to the right is the measure of the swing to the left. Rhythm compensates. Everything has its cycle. There's 4 cycles to a year. Spring, summer, fall, winter. We constantly go in that cycle. The planets have their cycles. We have our own biorhythms and cycles inside of us. Nations rise and fall. At one time, China was up here, then it was here, then it was there, then it was here. At one time, Britain was here, then it was here, then it was there. United States is here. One day maybe it'll be here, then back here. It's always a one up, down. It's a high learning, and then it's a low to become high again. Everything has its patterns, its rhythms. It's not about the beat or, that's one type of rhythm. But the rhythm we're talking about is the up and down swings of life. And if you understand them, you will enjoy the up and the down because you know that it's coming, because it's a part of life. The rhythm of life. The tides come in and the tides go out. Everything is based, the moon controls a lot of things on this planet. The tides is one of them. The pull in and the pull out. That's rhythm. Very important law. Principle. The 6th principle is the principle of cause and effect. Every cause has its effect. Every effect has its cause. Everything happens according to law. Chance is but a name for law not recognized. There are many planes of causation, but nothing escapes the law. Very important law, cause and effect. There are no coincidences in this lifetime. Plain and simple, there are no coincidences. If you saw that person that you haven't seen in a while, it's a reason why you seen them. If this happens, it's a reason. If you lost your mind, it's a reason. Cause and effect, and it goes deeper. Have you ever heard of the butterfly effect? You can blow in the air in Chicago and in New York, somebody fall because of a trickle effect. What you do, what you say, flutters through this universe, and it affects everyone and everything accordingly. It might not seem like it's affecting everything or affecting you, but it does. Karma, dharma, all the things that you do come back. Very important. For everything has a cause, and for every cause there is an effect. You have to always keep that in mind with all the actions that you do throughout the day. If I do this, this might happen, and this might happen, then this might happen. I don't want that to happen, so I'm not going to do this. That's thinking cause and effect. That's thinking about the ripple that you're going to cause. You have a rock. Watch this ripple. Ripples out. It changed something. For every cause, there will be an effect. Cause and effect. Very important. There are no coincidences. There are no coincidences. If you want something, you have to work for it. You have to make it happen. You have to put forth effort to cause it to happen. And even the things you don't put forth the effort to, they still cause things to happen. And you have to get key on recognizing your effect on things. Now, the seventh and final is the law, is the principle of gender. I keep saying law because there are 14 laws, and that's the next video. 14 universal laws that add on to the 7 Hermetic Principles. But the 7th principle is the principle of gender. You ever seen the Chinese symbol? The yin-yang, the yin and the yang. Yin feminine, yang masculine. And even in the symbol, they have a little, even the white part, they have a black dot, and in the black part, they have a white dot. To let you know that even in masculine, there's still a piece of femininity, and vice versa. We have to recognize that we are not just masculine or feminine. We're both. And you have to express both to be a complete person. Everything has its yin and its yang. Everything has its feminine and its masculine properties. And we have to respect both to be a complete and whole person and feel one with everything. You just can't walk around macho or just walk around super feminine. You have to be a mixture of both. I'm not saying women should act like men or men should act like women, but men, we express our femininity through our mates, through our soul, our other halves. By allowing their full expression, we allow our full expression, and vice versa. I respect that my wife wants to do this or wants to do that womanly, and I encourage her to do so. Not, oh, that's just a girl stuff, that's woman stuff. That's not respecting the feminine side of things. We must respect both feminine and masculine properties in all things, including ourselves. Family, that's the 7 Hermetic Principles. I just wanted to get it in your subconscious, get you thinking about it. Now, your job is to go find out more information about these 7 Hermetic Principles. We're going to go over them one more time. We talked about the principle of mentalism, the principle of correspondence, the principle of vibration, the principle of polarity, the principle of rhythm, the principle of cause and effect, the principle of gender. Those 7 are very, 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 very important. And like I said, I just wanted to get your subconscious going, put it in your subconscious and let it bounce around. And eventually I know family, that you will get to that point where you're applying these in your daily life. Love you. See you next time.